Want to give a quick shout out to the flagship sponsor of David Talks Buffs and David Talks Broncos YouTube channel, and that is Profit X, America's #1 sports prediction market. This is peer-to-peer sports prediction where players play against each other, like you and me, instead of a sports book versus the house. You almost always get the best odds on any play that you're looking to make. They operate in over 40 states, including Texas, where I reside. So use the promo code Dave and claim up to $200 in profit cash for all plays in the first 30 days of playing on the site. Terms and conditions apply. Go ahead, click the link in the description, sign up using my promo code Dave on Profit X, and join me on America's #1 sports prediction market.
God bless Bo Nix. That's a sacrifice.
He's grabbed and he's going to be sacked.
Broncos country, what is going on? Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. We're not here with Kodiak today. I don't know where he went. Something, but he'll be here in spirit. I'm joined again by my good friends, Jeremy, Mark. Again, man, I love doing this every Monday. This is a very interesting victory Monday to talk about because I don't think this game went nearly according to plan as like how we thought it was going to go. But yeah, as we get started, just want to say hi to everybody in the chat as well. We got David, Biggie, Bronco in here. And yeah, I think we're going to have some great things to talk about. Sean Payton, the game overall. We'll have some stock up, stock down, and maybe do some hold your horses or get giddy up if you got some for us, Jeremy. But let's start with you, Jeremy. We'll get to Mark, and then I'll give you my 2 cents. Is there a overarching takeaway that you have from yesterday's victory against the Jets?
Yeah. No such thing as an ugly win. Winning is beautiful no matter how it comes. And I know we all want an aesthetically pleasing, fun game to watch, but you know what? You went on the road to Philly. You went on the road to beat the Jets. You went to a different continent and you came home 2-0. So all's well that ends well. It doesn't matter. And we're 4-2 after starting 1-2. So I'm happy.
Yes, I'm happy as well. Mark, big takeaway from this victory.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Jeremy on a lot of what he had said. I mean, I think, you're always going to take it. I mean, if you're 4-2, you're always going to take it, and I think we're in a really good spot right now in terms of where we are in our division, where we are through 6 games from a record standpoint. But I get some of the frustrations, right? Because it seems like every week we come on to these shows and we talk about, we got to clean these things up, and it's about progress, making progress, and it's a process, and there's development and all of that kind of stuff. But once you get into week 6, week 7, midway through the season, you definitely want to see a lot more consistency. So yes, the Broncos have let a lot out there to be desired, but I think the blame is being pointed in the wrong direction in Broncos country. You see all these people, and I don't know if they're trolls on Twitter. I never really know, or if people are being serious. So I try not to engage, but they're like saying, Davis Webb needs to call plays, or Sean Payton's the problem. And they're always blaming the offense when by far and away, the worst unit on this team has been special teams. And you can look at this game against the Jets and blame special teams probably more than the offense for a lot of what it is that happened. So I just think it's about being, looking at all 3 phases, looking at the complete of this football team. But guys, we have an all-time defense with an all-time performance. I don't care who we were playing. The Jets were a team that were actually pretty good on offense before this game. And Justin Fields, I think, he had the highest passer rating in the NFL when being blitzed before this game. And we held them to -10 passing yards. It is historically crazy. So is it historically bad by the Jets or historically dominant from the Broncos? I think it's, more about historically dominant on our end. So hey, it's a good time, man. It's a good time in Denver Broncos country. I think we all got to relax a little bit.
Wonderfully said, Mark. I can't wait to break this down a little bit, but I think, man, my big takeaway, I'm going to piggyback on what you said, Mark. Dude, this defense is so good. This defense is fantastic. Dude, I'm so happy. I had to put Alex Singleton in my thumbnail because this might be one of the few weeks where, man, we don't have anything critical to say about Alex Singleton, man. Like, you really can't say one negative thing about the entire defense when you get 9 sacks, when there's negative 10 passing yards. And I think I predicted this Broncos team to hold them to 10 points on defense. I might go as far to say our defense held them to 0 points, but it was our offense and special teams that gave up 11 points to the Jets. And, the offense wasn't pretty, but it was good enough. It was good enough. Shades of 2015. Before I get back to you guys, though, I do want to get to some wonderful comments here. Again, just to say hi to everybody. Really love your engagement. We'll just go from bottom to top, man. Rowan in the house saying Jet stand for chest in the season. Yeah, David had some great insightful comments here. He said, before the stream even started, guys, this is 20 minutes before the show, saying, I think it's the lackluster play calling of Sean this season. And last season, I do believe that when Sean looks at who is under center, instead of seeing Bo, Sean sees Breeze, Biggie Bronco saying hello, Quentin Caldwell saying hello, Dennis saying, what's up, fellas? Every win's a beautiful thing. The defense is beyond elite. Man, I'm happy. We're at 4-2. We are in control of our own destiny. A lot of people will forget this because it was in London, but this was another road victory. We won second straight game on the road. I don't care if it wasn't at the Meadowlands. You need to win a few of these to be in the AFC title race. That's where we're at right now. Is it okay, Mark, if we kind of get into a little bit of like your argument for, because I think I was a little harsh having a day to sleep on it. I graded our special teams as an F. I don't know if I can fully grade him an F because Will Lutz made his kicks. He was good. But, man, I think I gave our offense a D. But, I want to hear your thoughts on this. And, Jeremy, of course, feel free to chime in. But on your video that you posted, whether it was last night or this morning, I forget, with Broncos Therapy, talking about Sean Payton. And maybe we don't need to blame, I don't think nobody needs to be blamed for a win, right? But maybe he kind of had a different approach to this game than we might have thought. I'll just leave it at that because I don't want to explain away your video, but I'd love to talk about this because this isn't a perspective nobody else is saying, dude. It's just you. And I think it's great.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so easy, and it's an emotional take, and in some cases, it's a very lazy take to just be like, coach sucks, play calling sucks. There's so much that goes into it, right? And so if you're going to try to convince me that a coach that's been in the league for God knows how long, calling plays for well over a decade, and in that time frame, he's the leader in NFL history in terms of most points per game on average from an offense that he's calling the plays for. He doesn't just become a bad play caller overnight, right? And so there's a lot of nuances that go into this. Firstly, I look at the Broncos Jets game. I watched it again on the regular stream and then some of the all 22 just on specific plays. And I'll tell you guys something. The Broncos offense yesterday was actually not nearly as bad as people are saying that it was. I felt like we were actually moving the ball well. I liked a lot of the drive starters that we had. I thought we had a lot of really good calls. And people always forget, like, it's not just about when someone like, Matt Pert decides to absolutely destroy a game for you with his penalties. People always remember just the penalty, but they don't remember the play that happened, during that penalty play. And unfortunately for Matt Pert, like, both of those penalties had nothing that he would, they were on the opposite side of him. It wouldn't have really affected the play, but there was one of them where It was a beautifully designed play to Troy Franklin. He gets 31 yards. It was wonderful, and it ends up getting negated, right? So we forget about a really good play call at a very crucial time in the game being erased by a penalty of somebody that hasn't really been playing much this year. And then the other one was a 17-yard or 16 yards to Cortland Sutton, and Pert got holding, and he didn't even need to hold there, and that would have kept the drive going. But what ends up happening is like they stall the drives, they put us in bad positions, and you can only really call so much as the play caller. Another thing is, if you guys notice, Sean Payton is giving Bo Nix a lot of freedom this year. It's part of that development that we talked about, right? So you hear a lot of the times Bo Nix is saying kill, 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 and he's going to play number 2. Well, if he's making a mistake in terms of going to play number 2, whose fault does that then become, right? It's not Sean Payton's fault at that point. It could be something that Bo Nix didn't see. Maybe he made the right read and it ended up just not being well executed. But I think it's just really crazy to think that, Sean Payton just forgot how to call plays. I think he does a really good job of drawing guys up. I like a lot of the throws behind the line of scrimmage, especially on early downs, that kind of extension of the run game. But yeah, when the run game is not good, and it was not good yesterday, which was surprising to me, it makes it a lot more difficult. There's a lot more limited things that you can do as a play caller. And I think there was a part of the game where he realized, man, our defense is suffocating this Jets offense. Like, I don't think that he felt like they weren't going to really score any more points. And really, they didn't score much. The safety gave him a point, and then 2 points. And then after that, it was a wrap. He figured a field goal is going to win this game for him. We just cannot have a, very costly turnover, anything that hurts this game. So listen, has he been perfect? No. Is there certain things that you got to criticize him for? I mean, yes, you can make that argument. Obviously, no one's going to be perfect, but to just put everything on Sean Payton when there's so many other things that go into it is, I think, just a really lazy take, man. I mean, this guy's been a rock star coach for many, many years, and he's completely turned this franchise around. There's a lot of moving pieces, and most of the time, Sean Payton is absolutely correct in terms of the decisions that he makes from a player standpoint, personnel, and play call at specific times of the game. So, and also one last thing before I finish my rant.
Yeah.
Are we just forgetting about the fourth quarter in Philadelphia? I mean, it's unbelievable how you can have such a good quarter, and we talk about it, and then you have a really bad quarter. Because the third quarter was really the only bad quarter this offense played. I'll make that argument. And it's because we had the ball for 2 minutes of the 15 minutes in that quarter because of really crazy circumstances. So it really, it was an ugly performance, but there's been a lot worse offensive performances over the past few years than yesterday's. I'll make the argument.
Wonderfully said. Yeah, Jeremy, what are your thoughts on this with how Sean managed to manage the game?
You when you pay a coach that much money to come in, you're not only paying him for culture and tactical things on the weeks, but it's also being able to get a feel for how each game is going. And each game is its own story. And I feel like he's staring across from his ex-player who he knows so well. He knows what the other coach wants to do, and he decided to make strategic moves for that. And I think it was twofold. I think it was not only did he feel like his defense was playing so well that he could maybe be a little more conservative play calling wise, but he was being let down by two other things. One, his offensive line, and one was his special teams. And both of those two were really putting him in a bad situation. The special teams, we were in a bad, field position the whole entire game. And I don't even know. I mean, what makes the defensive performance even more impressive was the fact that they started every drive basically in the 45 or so, which is insane. That means they needed 15, 20 yards to kick field goals, and we still held them in 9 points, which is incredible, and negative 10 passing yards, which I don't even know how that's possible. But the offensive line was playing so poorly as far as every single time we seemed to get something going, me and Mark talked about yesterday, Bo ran for 9.5 on a scramble, which was a really good play. Instead of getting that first down, he's a little bit short. And then all of a sudden we got a false start from Pat Bryant. Now it's 2nd and 6, 3rd and 6. And then we get a holding call. Now it's 3rd and 16 on something that should have been 2nd and half a yard. So he just kind of felt like, don't put Bo into a position where he has to like push it too hard and we'll be okay. And he was right. But I will say that was this close to going wrong at the end, because if Hufanga doesn't make that game-saving breakup and then we don't get that 9th sack, we could have lost that game. So I see both sides of it. I get why people are frustrated. Let Bo like do his thing, but all's well. You know, you won the game on a tough. The Jets are tougher than they look. So I would just say you can't complain too much for a win. That's all I'm saying. We were doing that after the first week, and then all of a sudden we lose 2. We play really good offensively against Indianapolis, and everybody's crying. So it's a win. He managed it well enough to win. So I'm not going to get overboard on it, but there are going to have to be some changes on special teams and offensive line, I think.
Totally, man. I think that, yeah, when I went back and watched it tonight, it was even more glaring than watching it live that the offensive line was an absolute liability. And it wasn't just Matt Pert coming up with a PFF grade lower than Levi Wallace's game against Pittsburgh or against Cleveland last year. Shout out to Kodiak for that stat in the Discord, which is mind-boggling. Yeah, Matt Pert was bad. He was bad. Luke Wattenberg, man. But guys, there were times where Garrett Bowles, I wouldn't say he's getting beat, but man, he is being bull rushed right back into Bo Nix. There are times where Mike McGlinchey's getting beat. I think that this might have been one of the worst games we've seen out of Quinn Miners in quite a long time, man. Not just the safety penalty that he had. So when your entire offensive line is a liability right now, I think to the defense of Sean Payton, you're not wanting to have any backwards plays. You're not wanting to have any turnovers from any throws, errant throws, or anything like that forced in a game like this that is all about field position. That truly in the fourth quarter, it just felt like if you can just get some points on the board, you got this game. Like, man, I understand it. And I think when we did, put together that last drive, yeah, maybe it was opened up a little bit. I think one of the pushbacks that I have towards Sean Payton is, and I like that you said this in your video, Mark, is that you kind of like that he even leaned into the run game just to continue to establish that identity, even though it wasn't working well. I think really the only counter that you could have towards the offensive line getting blown up, so you can't throw it deep often. You can't do that. The play action bootlegs, the Jets did a tremendous job at planning for that because their edges rarely crashed on that fake. They were always in Bo Nix's face. And that's a big part of our offense right now. They did a tremendous job of covering that. And so those plays weren't available. Really, the only thing that I could see that I think we did have some success with in parts was going empty and spreading that thing out. Right? But how often do you actually want to do that in a game like this? I can understand it. But I think that, man, if we went empty a little bit more often, we could have had some more success. But, man, our offensive line, it didn't really matter if they were rushing 4, if we were doing a max protect at the end of that game, right? A 2-man route there where Bo took that sack. Dude, you had like 7 guys protecting, and they were still able to get enough pressure and sack Nix, man. Inexcusable. But Sean, he hit enough of the buttons right to get the win. That's really all that matters, man. So I think the big concern coming out of this is the offensive line, man. And maybe it had to do with travel into London or whatever, but everybody was bad, dude. I don't know what the grades were collectively on the line, but there wasn't one offensive lineman, like, again, that you could depend on, I feel like, in this game. And I'm curious, before we get into stock up, stock down, Jeremy, we'll start with you. Do you make any changes on the offensive line this week? What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not just pulling. I don't know how they kind of decided on Pert, but I think you absolutely are trying other people this week and seeing how it looks. I mean, you can't just be like, oh, I'm sure I'll figure it out. Now, I will say it seemed like some of that stuff got cleaned up somewhat in the second half, but also Sean completely changed his offensive strategy in the second half. So I don't know what is what. I mean, you got Throckmorton, who is an actual guard. You have Forsyth, who's played guard, and you have Palcho, who is another swing tackle, but it seemed like he can play better than that. So I think you have to try. I don't know. Like, to me, that was bad enough. And that on that last penalty, Sean was ticked and he yelled. I hate it when a player has like the body language when it's like he knows he wasn't playing well and he just like puts his head down and like runs to like the bench. And then while the coach is yelling in his ear and he's just like, I'm not hearing it. It's like, that's bad. That's bad energy to me. It's like, accept what they're saying. I need to do this better. Or what can you tell me to help me in the situation? But running away and kind of like sticking your tail between your legs, I don't like that. So I don't know. Maybe home cooking. It was a long road trip. Who knows what can help, but they need to exhaust all, opportunities for these other guys because that was really, really bad. I mean, I've never seen an interior offensive lineman derail like an entire like offense for a half like that before. I mean, I was number 79, number 79, number 79. How many times that we're going to hear this? Every time somebody came free, they'd show the replay and Pert is staring the wrong way as his guy runs by him. I was just like, man, this is really bad.
It ain't going to get any easier against the Giants this week. Mark, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, I mean, I would have never started Matt Pert. He resorted back to the Matt Pert that you hated for so long,
right?
that you could not stand for God knows how many months that was and shows that we did. But it never made sense to me that we had our swing tackle, someone who I felt like, okay, he's a good enough depth swing tackle, playing guard, because first of all, like as Jeremy alluded to, he doesn't play guard, and it's not just an easy transition to go from tackle to guard. And secondly, it's one of those things where, like, if he gets injured while playing guard, now Frank Crum is your backup left tackle, and can you depend on that? So it's like you're kind of hurting yourself in two different areas. I would absolutely make a change. I would be surprised if the Broncos did. Now, maybe they looked at the tape and realized, like, holy hell, it was really that bad. But I don't think that they will, man, because that's not really in Sean Payton's MO and his DNA. I think he trusts that they'll continue to work with these guys, that he got some of the rust off and he'll figure it out. I'll be surprised if he does. But if it was my call, I would have probably started Alex Forsyth. I would have liked to see him. But again, if you're going to go with this with the safest move, just play Calvin Throckmorton, because he is a legit guard. He's played a lot of snaps in the NFL, and Dexter Lawrence and that Giants defense is coming to town, and that they're going to present you a lot more problems than the Jets interior potentially could have too. So we're going to have to figure it out. But I just unfortunately don't think that they're going to make a change. What do you think about that, David?
I don't think they will either, which is going to drive me insane going into this game. It's like, man, I came on here last week. I said, man, hold your horses. You don't got to be worried about this offensive line, dude. Everybody's been in the system, man. Dude, it was disastrous, man. It was by far the worst offensive line performance of the year, no doubt about it. And again, it wasn't just Pert, but Pert was the main one that sucked next to Luke Wattenberg. And then we saw all of our solid guys get beat as well. I think I would rather just put Palcho in there right now. Palcho can block. He's strong enough. I know he just practices on the right side of the line mainly. But come on, man. This guy's a professional athlete. You can play left guard if you can play right guard, man. Like, I know football's complicated, but, man, this is not rocket science. Surely Palcho can do it. I mean, he's been here how many years now? Is this his third year? Like, give me Palcho. We know Palcho can block. You'll figure out the sixth offensive lineman later on. But I think you need your best, most athletic guys out there. I think Pert just failing to even get his hands on guys sometimes. And, man, you saw him just get bull rush and fall on his back like a time or two, man. Like, he's not your most athletic guy off the bench. So I don't care if it's Forsyth. I don't care if it's Palcho. Do just somebody else. And this is the last thing I'll say with it. When you have, as a left guard, a PFF grade worse than Levi Wallace against Jerry Jeudy, it literally cannot get any worse trying somebody new. It literally, it can't get any worse, right? Right? That's how I feel about it. So get somebody else in there. Shall we go ahead and just transition to a few rounds of stock up, stock down? Mark,
Let's do it.
you want to kick us off? Stock up, stock down. Who you want to start with?
Oh yeah, I'll start off with a stock down, man. And this one, it always hurts. I hate. We talked about Matt Pert, so we know his stock is it's in the negatives right now.
Cratered.
It's not even being publicly traded at this point. And this one hurts my heart because I really love the person. I love the story. But Jaleel McLaughlin, dude, I do not ever want to see Jaleel McLaughlin activated if there's no injured running backs on the team. It makes zero sense. Was he helped a lot by being put in in good positions? Not necessarily. But what is the purpose? As we have talked about this a lot, what does Jaleel McLaughlin bring to this running back room that we don't already have? The answer is nothing. Maybe he's a little bit faster than other people. Who cares? It was a very bad performance. It was really weird why he was activated. I don't know if they were trying to kind of showcase him for some sort of trade bait. If they did, his stock went down even more. But it makes no sense because Tyler Baday's done nothing to, deserve to get benched. I thought he's done really well in his third down role, and he's made plays every time he's gotten the opportunity. But it was really weird, and it sucked for him. But huge stock down for Jaleel McLaughlin.
Dude, that's a great one. Jeremy, stock up, stock down. Who you got?
I'll go stock up. Evan Ingram. I thought he had a nice hello, welcome to the Denver Broncos moment. Once we started finding him, that's 2 weeks in a row he's caught a pass that's been thrown behind him and just made something out of it. For that short little period there, he was the offense. And I think he showed up really well. I think he's done nothing to, warrant anything other than more catches. He feed Evan Ingram. He looks good right now. So it was nice to see him get multiple passes in a row and kind of be the main target for a little bit there.
Came up with some huge third and fourth down conversions for us yesterday morning. I love Evan Ingram. 5 of 6 targets for 42 yards. Before I get to a stock down, or maybe somebody else gets it before I do, I got to do a stock up. And how about Jonathan Cooper, man? He was so good in this game. I want to get the stat line right. 5 tackles, 2 solo, 2 sacks in a TFL, 3 quarterback hits. He was a menace, and he was showing up, Ben, big on those third downs, just like Nick Bonito, man. I really felt like we had a fantastic. It felt like the days of having Vaughn and D Ware, on each side in this game going up against the Jets. So I think Cooper played tremendously, and it was nice to see him get a couple sacks as well. 9 sacks again for the whole defensive line. I love that.
Yeah, great one.
Mark?
I'm going to do one for Kodiak. I'm going to do one for my guy Kodiak because we promised we would. He said, do us a favor and make sure you mention this, so I'll do it. A ginormous stock down to Darren Rizzi. I think it's well deserved that he gets a stock down because as much as I still believe in him because I look at special teams. Come on, it's not really that difficult to coach. I don't care what anybody says. And he's done many, many years of doing it well. But this special teams has been horrible, horrifyingly bad, way worse than I expect for it to be. And it could have cost us. I think it played a huge part in the 2 losses we had this year. It easily could have cost us the game again yesterday. The kick coverage is bad. The punt coverage is bad. It's just bad. It's just really, really bad right now, man. I felt like Crawshaw was as good as he could be yesterday, but still. And then the only bright spot really was Will Lutz making the kicks. But this special teams unit has been very frustrating, to say the least. Now, he did, even on the, and it's funny because a lot of people want to give him credit, like he sniffed out the fake punt, which was good. I mean, we obviously didn't get the stop, but it's like 1 yard. It was close. We didn't get a freaking camera angle of it, which was,
I know. What the heck?
really
was up
smart.
with
Yeah.
that? Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, dude. The freaking Bears, dude. They suck. They just had their field goal blocked. I'm sorry.
I know. I was pumped, man. I was pumped because I needed Bijan to score 37 points for me to win in fantasy. And I was like, it's not going to happen, especially after Algier scored, and he got it. So pumped about that.
I had a parlay on the Falcons and Bears, so we'll see.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Upset
That'd be a
City.
solid one. I love that. But yeah, anyways, Darren, and it's like, okay, he sniffed it out and cool, right? But is it a good move by him, or is it the Jets like, how stupid do you have to be for the Jets to leave your starting offensive line in the game? What makes a fake punt more obvious than when you do that? So it's like, oh, it wasn't even that genius. They just,
now this is something I'll get on Sean Payton for. A little bit of a tangent. Why the hell aren't you just calling a timeout there and putting the right personnel in there to match up with that? And then they got to punt it for real.
I got to remember, was it? Oh yeah, it was before the half. Like it was a few minutes before the half. So I feel like he was like, we're sniffing it out. What's a timeout really going to do anyways? Because I felt like they were prepped for it. And so they didn't want to burn a timeout because they're like, if we stop them and we get the ball, then we're going to have our timeouts. So I kind of understand it because it didn't seem like anyone was panicking. Like he was looking, he's like, Darren Reese's like, we're good. And they did sniff it out. Like I said, they just needed a yard. So I don't know if there was really anything that would have changed it. But yeah, so I guess in that particular situation, I don't hate the fact that they didn't call timeout, but it who knows?
Who knows at that point? Coverage on kickoff and punt. Like what drove us crazy last year was just the special teams in big moments just completely crapping their pants. But outside of like the big moments, I felt like they were good in coverage. Again, you had the special teams blunder against the Chargers last year. You had the blocked field goal against the Chiefs. I feel like I'm missing one more. But yeah, like I feel like overall the unit has regressed right now. And that's a total surprise.
And Jeremy pointed this out on the post game, and it was a great catch by him. Late in the game, Devin Key saved a touchdown, I think, or a really, really long return. Yeah. I mean, there was a hole, and the coverage unit was not there. And I was like, oh my God. And he dives, caught his shoelaces, and saved what could have been a massive return that would have really ended up setting him in a much better field position to get the game-winning field goal. So even that, it's like we got really lucky because Devin Key made a play. Shout out to Devin Key for making a play. But it's really weird. And it's really weird because, with these new kickoff rules, I was like so pumped up because I thought it was going to be a massive advantage for the Broncos. And it's been anything but. Right. And even Marvin Mims hasn't been impressive on returns at all. Both punt and kick. He's been bad. I think our best return of the year was Bidet. Or maybe that was preseason. But he hasn't really had many really good returns either. So a lot of improvement needed there for sure.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you, Mark. Jeremy?
That was Kodiak. That was just on behalf of Kodiak.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you, Kodiak.
Hope I did him proud.
Yeah, if you didn't say it, I was going to, because I felt the exact same way. Like, I understand when you change special teams coaches, especially getting like the premier special teams coach, he's going to want to change things up. We lost Tremont Smith, who was the special teams ace for us for a few years. And now you got Sherfield and you got these other people who are supposed to be like, oh, these guys are going to be the replacement guys, right? I don't love my wide receiver being my best special teams tackler in general. Like that's typically not great. Like I'm sure he's fast and I'm sure he's in the right position, but I don't trust the sixth wide receiver to be like, he's going to make the tackle. But yeah, that was a bad performance. And Rizzy, I will say, like it's like you got against Philadelphia, he got good stops on the kickoffs. And then this game, what I just drives me absolutely crazy is when you're having a bad day, they're not covering well, whatever on kickoffs, whatever. Like at certain points, let's learn the freaking lesson and just kick it through the back. Like it's not going well today. Like why keep trying to do it?
With this defense, starting them on the 35 is a huge win for us.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's their best chance, and we got burned by that one game when there was like no time left in the half. And instead of just kicking it through the back, they're like, oh, we'll make the tackle. And then they returned it almost the whole way. And you're like, you just gave up 3 points because you just didn't do the safe thing. And I almost think, like I said this yesterday, it's almost a detriment to like when you sign the Rizzies, when you sign these premier guys, because they're like, let me just show you how smart I am. Instead of being like, how about you just do the obvious thing and just have really good coverage units? We don't need you to be tricky. We don't need any of that stuff, until you get your feet under you and you get the squad you want and all that. How about we just play it smart? So that was so annoying. I totally agree. All right. I'm going to say stock up here. Let's do, you could really do the whole defense, but again, I'll reemphasize it because there was 3 plays that really saved that game. And I called one out earlier. I'm going to double down on that. Talanoa Hufanga making that freaking breakup.
Yes.
Absolutely had to have it at that position. If you look at where the ball was going to be caught, they're in field goal range. They're in position to kick it. I have no doubt they would have made it. And let's just how good of a signing has that been? Like PJ Locke, Devin Key, they give you everything they got. But like Talanoa Hufanga has been a difference maker this whole entire season. And as disappointed as we've been with Dre Greenlaw not playing, Talanoa Hufanga has shown and given us everything that you wanted as a walk-in captain. So yes. Talanoa Hufanga, stock up.
Man, yeah, let me shout out his stat line too, because it was unreal. It was unreal. 5 tackles, 4 solo, 1 sack, 2 TFLs, 1 PBU, 1 QB hit.
He's
everywhere.
He was
menace
all over the field. All right, I have to shout this guy out because he made an impact. He did not have any dumb penalties, nothing like that. He had an impact on this game, got one of the 9 sacks. That is my man, Ioma Owazarike, baby. This is the game we needed him to step up. I don't know what his PFF grade was or anything like that against the run.
It's good.
But, man, he helped stop the run, and he got to the passer, baby, with the sack. Owazarike, you'll love to see it. He bet on himself this game, and it paid off. I love Owazarike again now. So that's great. Mark?
Yeah, you know what's crazy? PFF sometimes be a little funky. It's because Ioma had a really good game. And they rated Jonathan Cooper really poorly, which is crazy.
Yeah, I only like PFF when it supports my agenda.
Me too. Yeah, me too. I think they rated him low because they said he wasn't good against the run, but like, who cares? Did you see what he did?
Dude.
I get it. I get it. They look at it in a different lens.
Yeah, strange.
But I think this is well deserved. And I'll say it because, I've been tough on him. I think deservingly so. But stock up this week on Riley Moss. Thought he was fantastic, man. I thought Riley played a really good game. He was sticky in coverage. He only allowed, I think, 1 catch. 1 catch on 2 targets for 8 yards on Josh Reynolds. But what I was really impressed about Riley, and this is always something that I've always been impressed about with his game, is he's super good in the run game. He's a really good tackler. I thought he played the run game really well. I like the bounce back that Riley Moss had. So that was a big positive there. And then I would say a stock down really quickly is any aspiring NFL fan that lives in the London area, because football in London is garbage. Every single game, every team, it is a terrible product.
We never play good there. We never do.
No one plays well. And we never play the Jets well either. So now we have to do it in London against the Jets. The product is just not good, man. And obviously you can understand why. There's the time change. There's a lot of traveling. You're practicing in random places. So as much as I can respect what the league is wanting to do, like they got to figure something out a little bit better because the product is horrible.
Dude,
really, really bad there.
2 bye weeks. This stuff isn't rocket science, man. You're playing already too many regular season games. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
2 bye weeks.
I think there will be. I think when they do an 18-game schedule, they'll give 2 byes or maybe give like a bye week before you go out there or something. But then again, it wouldn't really be a bye week because it's like you still want them to travel. So I don't know what they could do to fix it, but London games suck. And then when the product and the game is really hard to watch, it makes it even harder when it's 7 a.m. So that's my stock down is aspiring fans of the NFL in London.
Yeah, God doesn't want football in Europe. He just doesn't.
He just wants regular football.
Yeah, it's
Soccer.
like that, right. You already have a thing called football. We're gonna leave it at that. We're not gonna introduce anything else, no matter how hard you try. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad all around.
The UK broadcast though, phenomenal. By the way, I don't know if you guys had a chance to hear it.
Yeah,
they were so good. It was so entertaining. I loved it.
They're much better than us.
Yeah, I'm like, that's what you do then. Instead of having, and I love Rich Eisen, but instead of having Kurt Warner out there tweeting in the middle of a game because it's so bad, give me the London announcers. They were awesome. It was like watching a soccer game. It was so good. I loved it.
To watch it, dude. Kurt Warner, man. Rich Eisen was having to remind him that he had to talk, that he was in front of a mic, dude. He wasn't saying anything, man. Rich Eisen was like, I'm talking to himself the whole time.
Yeah, he was like, I'm speechless with what I'm seeing right now. And I'm like, I get it, bro, but
yeah, and Rich Eisen's like a Jets super fan, so it's like, yeah, let him do the Jets game. That's great for all the Broncos fans.
Yeah.
Like
his heart was broken. His heart was broken that whole broadcast, man.
Yeah,
no, but you're right. And super stock down for British Jet fans, if there's even a thing. But I'm sure there were, and that just sucks. That just sucks, man.
You could see like a little kid like waving the Jets flag because they don't know. They're just like, New York, I've heard of New York, so I'll go with them. And I like green or something. And you're like, bad choice.
Don't do it.
Well, it's like that BS commercial where they showed like that Texans fan that was in Ireland. And I'm like, come on. You're going to convince us that there's really a Texans fan in Ireland? Give me a break, dude.
Dude, stock up. Da Bears.
Bears. Dude, what a sweet play call.
Yeah.
Should have been Monangai, but he had a nice little catch earlier, so that's fine.
Okay, Jeremy, stock up, stock down. Who you got?
Real quick, I want to touch on somebody that the chat just mentioned because I was going to mention as well. Welcome back, Malcolm Roach. Yes. Malcolm Roach looking great. He was fired up. He was breaking up plays. Man, big game from him, and it just showed you what we were missing right there. So I love that. And then to just double up, somebody it goes without saying, but we got to say it because he's doing it. Nick Bonito. Like, Nick Bonito is a freaking force. And week in and week out, the reason why Jonathan Cooper partly has a chance to terrorize is because they're doubling Nick Bonito on the other end. So you can't, it's coming from one way or the other, or up the middle with Zach Allen. So you got to appreciate it. I almost think it's getting to the point where like, we just expect him to play great. And it's just like, oh yeah, Nick Bonito is great. But I just want to remind everybody, when he was drafted, there was so many disappointed people. They're like, oh my gosh, you drafted Nick Bonito at 64. What's he going to do? Blah, 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 blah. And he's looking, dare I say, Von Miller-ish right now. I mean, especially unblockable. And when they showed like the Oklahoma highlights when he was coming out, he had that bend like Von did. And I was just like, okay, I mean, he's not a completed player. Obviously, 64th isn't second overall, but we were lucky to get him 64th. Like, I think he was projected to go pretty high, like, in the 40s somewhere. And man, a lot of teams are kicking themselves on that one because he is legit. And like I said before too, I always love when a player gets paid and improves that. Doesn't rest, doesn't sit back, just keeps coming. So yeah, Nick Bonito, man. And you can tell he loves being a Denver Bronco. Patrick Surtain loves being a Denver Bronco. Zach Allen loves being a Denver Bronco. I love that. Like, it's not like you see these other guys, they almost like Garrett Wilson signs a big contract with the Jets, and he looks like he's like a prisoner over there. Like he's looking to the coach like, what are we doing? Like, I want to be elite. And Vance Joseph and Sean Payton and this organization are allowing Nick Bonito to be elite. And I love it.
Yes. Okay, let's go one more round. No, we're running out of guys here. I'll leave some obvious ones hopefully for you guys, but a guy that I got to shout out. Not impressive on the stat line, and I'm not shouting him out for the stats. Oh my God, did he even have a catch? Yes, he had one catch for 17 yards.
You're taking my guy.
He should have had a touchdown. He should have had a touchdown. It was overthrown just a little bit. Maybe he gave up on the route. I don't think so. But I want to give Cortland Sutton a shout out because our high paid number 1 wide receiver in a game where we scored 13 points and won. He's not out here subtweeting. He's not out here complaining that I didn't get the ball enough, acting like a captain, acting totally professional. And yeah, man, I want to give Cortland Sutton a shout out, man. Just for not a great game for the receivers, man. Not a lot of action. You got the win. I appreciate when they keep their mouth shut, man. I don't like distractions at wide receiver, baby. So I'm going to give him a positive for that one. Mark, was that your guy?
No, I can't believe I forgot. I'm glad we did another round because I was like, I can't believe I forgot my guy, dude. The GOAT of Broncos country. Nate Atkins, baby. Welcome to the party. Root beer, Nate Atkins. Man, he played good. He looked good. He was blocking his ass off. And him getting that touchdown was sweet. I loved it. And it was like, oh, Sean Payton can't call plays. That was a beautifully designed play. Wide open, Nate Atkins. So give me more Atkins, man. I don't want to see no Troutman. I want to see Atkins and Evan Ingram spearhead this tight end room. But he's making plays whenever he gets the chance to make plays, man. So shout out to Root Beer Nate. That's my guy.
Yes, I was hoping you were going to shout him out, man. Beautiful route. Beautiful route.
Beautiful.
Right there. Jeremy, who you got? Last round.
I'm going to go with a surprise. And yeah, I was going to say the Atkins diet joke as well. He's a good football. Like Nate Atkins is just a good football player.
We need
like
22 Nate Atkins.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel with him. He doesn't have like nervous energy. He feels comfortable on a football field, which you could just tell. And what a nice surprise he's been, because like last year, nobody was really expecting anything out of Nate Atkins other than, oh, maybe he can fill in for fullback or whatever. But like, man, he's been like above and beyond, in my opinion. And he's not afraid to like do a spin move or run through somebody. Speaking of running through somebody, I will say mine, as usual. I think Bo Nix had a good game, and he ran through somebody yesterday, and I really liked to see that.
Yeah.
Now Bo Nix didn't have a good stat line because he was completely hamstrung by an offensive line that wouldn't block or had penalties every 2 seconds. But that Troy Franklin fumble, what a great play that was by Bo Nix to break that sack and then find Franklin on 3rd down, and then Franklin coughs it up. But that was an amazing play. I thought he like kept us in it and went, oh, look who it is. You're just in time to hear me pump up Bo Nix, which I'm sure you never heard before. But when we absolutely needed points to win a game, he delivered again. And that's what you want your franchise quarterback to do. Can do it. And his energy was good. He didn't get frustrated. Like, I think maybe he made some mistakes where he checked out of the wrong play or whatever. But like, again, he did what he needed to do to get the win, even though Sean was calling weird plays for him and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's my final stock up.
No turnovers, man.
No turnovers.
Didn't lose us the game.
Yeah. Nothing even close to like, oh, that was lucky that wasn't picked or something. Nothing. So yeah, Bo Nix, he played smart and efficient football.
Kodiak, so happy you're here. We're just kind of wrapping up stock up, stock down, but maybe you want to rapid fire off a few guys. We did cover your guy Darren Rizzi for a good 5 minutes right now. But yeah, feel free to repeat whatever your thoughts are on this game.
Oh, I must say, thank you for having me. Thank you for letting me late join. It feels a little odd to be in the bottom left-hand corner, but we'll make do. Either way. So, yeah, Darren Rizzi, I made this point, not to keep harping on what you guys have harped on, but we fired Kotwika because of the bad mistakes last year. But throughout the games, our special teams, they were fine. Never felt like we were outdone in the special teams department. This year, it's just been constant. Like yesterday, had the Jets won this game, it would have been because our special teams was so bad. Second, Matt Part, can't have him again. Can't have him again. Need Alex Palczewski. It needs to be Palczewski's left guard spot on Sunday. And the reason I kind of got why they were going with Matt Pert, because Zach Seegers in your post game said that they like to have a swing left, a swing right. I get the thought process behind that, but I wasn't really big on Pert coming into this year, considering, we saw him fill in last year and he played all right, but he didn't play as well as Palczewski. Palczewski, I thought, played great last year when filling in for McGlinchey. So I was like, all right, it should have been Palczewski's spot to begin with, but whatever. We'll see if they adjust. I don't expect them to, because this coaching staff usually doesn't do stuff like that. But regardless, stock up to finish positively. Evan Ingram, man, finally getting involved in this offense, finally getting involved with whatever he needs, because we made a big deal out of getting him this past offseason. And another stock up, quickly becoming one of my favorite players, Talanoa Hufanga. Okay. Yes. Okay. The only sustained drive the Jets had yesterday was when Hufanga was off the field, and it was PJ Locke's safety spot. Now, none of the plays were to his spot or whatever. So correlation does not equal causalization. I think that's the saying. But Talanoa Hufanga, something like that. But that's what I'm thinking about Talanoa Hufanga. So I got 2 stock up, stock down for you.
Beautiful. Guys, I'm sorry I got to cheat, but I have 2 half stock ups, I guess.
Sure.
Okay.
First half, he didn't even play, Tyler Bidet. What the heck did he do to lose his game day jersey? I don't know, but he's in there for 3-4 plays a game or whatever, and all he does is do his job and make a play. And Jaleel dropping a pass, freaking running into the the back of the line, dude. Absolute zero for this offense this past week. There was no reason why he should have been activated. Maybe he was sick or something like that. Bidet has to be the third back on Sunday against the Giants. And I think it might have been Quentin had a comment earlier that said, when is this defense going to start to force turnovers? Well, I think, guys, we were robbed by the referees. I rarely blame the referees, but we were robbed by the referees for what should have been a game-sealing turnover. Was that Pat Surtain forcing that thing out of Garrett Wilson's hands? It sure looked like a catch and a fumble to me. So the turnovers, they're coming. But Pat Surtain locked up Garrett Wilson. He wasn't even a factor in this game, man.
2 quick real points on what were said. Palcho, I think one of the reasons why they went with Pert instead of Palcho was because they've been using Palcho on the Jumbo series. And so if you put Palcho in that position, and he's been really good on this Jumbo series. I don't know if they wanted to change that up. I think they were hoping Pert could probably do it, and then they could still keep Palcho there. That's one thing. And then Tyler Bidet he was on the injury report for something on Wednesday, and then Sean in the press conference said he should be back in 2 days. So it did sound like it was something up, but I don't know exactly what.
Oh, okay, good. All right. Well, I won't criticize Peyton for that then. I know we're kind of running for time right now, Jeremy, but do you got any giddy up, hold your horses?
I could do them. Yeah, I could do them real quick. Let's go. I'll give it to Kodiak first because this is near and dear to his heart. Darren Rizzi, what is up with Darren Rizzi? Should we be worried about Darren Rizzi right now?
Giddy up. Absolutely, we need to be worried about Darren Rizzi. We don't need to do anything drastic. And this is one of those situations where we may not see the fruits of hiring him until next season or something like that, which would be really, really annoying. But I would get it because we do ultimately, even though I've been really, really unhappy with the special teams, well, besides Croshawn Lutz, but the coverage has just been awful for the kickoff that he helped persuade the NFL to incorporate. But yes, we need to be worried about Darren Rizzi. We are consistently getting outperformed in the field position department. And yeah, overall, once again, don't need to do anything drastic, but yes, absolutely.
All right. I know Mark did a video on this, so I'm going to give it to you, David. Are you worried about Sean Payton's play calling?
Oh, my God. Absolutely not. Hold your horses, everybody. Davis Webb, he's exciting. But what good offensive play caller has ever been perfect? We just like the idea. But it is asinine. It is asinine to go away from Sean Payton. We're 4-2 right now. We're starting to sound a little spoiled, man, when we're talking about bringing a guy in to call plays who's never done it before, who's like my age. You smoking crack? Come on now. No. Stop it. We're not Raiders fans. We're not Jets fans. We're not Browns fans. Shut up. This is the best coach we've had since Mike Shanahan. Maybe you could throw in Gary Kubiak there, but, he was like a fill-in coach almost. Like, he was just there as like a sixth man. Sometimes it felt like, but yeah, hold your horses, guys. When this offense clicks, it's going to be amazing. And can we get a center worth a damn this offseason? Because I think that will change everything.
I hear you.
Agreed.
All right, Mark, I'm going to go. I didn't have this written down, but I just thought of it, and I think it's a good question. Vance Joseph has earned himself another head coaching opportunity with what he's been doing this season with the Denver Broncos.
I would say giddy up, but I hope not. I hope he doesn't go anywhere, man. I know we all love the idea of what's the homie from the secondary coach?
Jim Leonard.
Taking over. Yeah, Jim Leonard being the new defensive coordinator, but careful what you wish for, man. Vance Joseph is in his bag. Maybe he doesn't want to become a head coach. He saw what happened to him the first time, right? It sucked, and maybe he thinks he could be better. But then you're looking at Aaron Glenn on the other side, and maybe he's thinking, I'm sure Aaron Glenn loved it a lot more in Detroit when you could just call up the defense and they could win a whole bunch of games. He's home. He's crushing it right now. He's got an unbelievable playmakers all over that he's just got really good chemistry with. So I think he's absolutely earned it. There's no reason to think that he hasn't earned another opportunity, but I hope, selfishly, he does not get another job.
All right. I mean, you can't argue with the results from Vance Joseph this year. Like, I mean, he's got the the groceries, but he's looking like a world-class chef back there right now. I mean, the sack total itself, I mean, the fact that we broke the sack record last year, all-time, franchise season record, and we are on pace to destroy that, which is that's crazy. So as long as he keeps that up.
What I love about him is like he never goes into prevent defense. He's like, I am sending the house all the time, and it's always a good thing when you have these guys rushing the passer. So that's what I really love about Vance too.
Mm-hmm.
The blitz packages are crazy.
Jeremy, I'm trying to think of one for you. You always come up with these great questions. Shoot. Let's just look forward to next week. Giddy up or hold your horses on Profit X. Broncos opening up as -7 favorites.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Wow,
do we cover the spread?
Yes, I'll say it's time for Jackson Dart to come back to earth a little bit. If he's going to do that, this is the defense to kind of get to him. Pressure gets to everyone. I don't care if you're Tom Brady. I don't care who you are. If we can get pressure on him, I do think we need to spy him. He kind of gets going with his legs first. So I don't know if it's who, but somebody needs to make sure that he does not scramble on us early and rip off some big runs and then open it up. But yeah, I do think that we'll get a little home cooking, finally be back in the friendly confines of Mile High and get a win. And I think we will cover. But don't quote me on that because I'm horrible at that stuff.
I thought of the greatest one now.
Oh, sorry. Giddy
up or hold your horses. Anybody answer this? Dre Greenlaw plays this week.
It's like you read my mind. I think hold your horses personally, because I don't want to get my hopes up. I think that, listen, this is kind of what you want to hear. You want to hear that he's practicing, like they opened up his 21-day window. You want to see him practice a few days, whether limited. You want to see that whatever he's practicing, you want to see be consistent, either the same the following day or it goes up. But I think they're going to ease him in. So I would be really surprised if he played this week. But man, I'm hoping for the best, because if he can get through a few days of practice, then I think he'll be ready to go.
Kodiak?
Let's hope.
I hold my horses on this one. Like I said, the penciled return date, just based off of nothing other than my feeling for him, for me, is next month at Washington. I know that's something that not a lot of people want to hear because that's a month and a half out. But just based on what we've heard about this injury, it has not been good, like at all. Ever since April, it's just been progressively getting worse and worse. And I just don't know how I'm not a sports medicine expert, but that's just how I feel. Like, I just think we all need to temper our expectations with this, because it sounds like it's something that is clearly serious and has clearly really been hampering him, because of the inconsistent practice designation. Like, he would go from limited to out, basically, which tells me that he would be, that it would just be getting worse, not better. So, yeah. I think we hold our horses on this one. But if there's any consolation, Singleton, Strnad, we know that they come to play against bad teams. And I mean, the Giants, they're not the bottom feeder of the NFL anymore, but we should still take care of business.
Can you imagine if your sports medicine doctor comes in and he's wearing a horse head? You'd be like, I don't know.
Maybe I would be like, dude, take all my money. Where do we go? What do we do from here?
Whatever
That's
this guy says.
Yeah.
I'd probably hold your horses on this one. I will say this. I was a big Cam Scadaboo truther in the draft process.
Mhm.
And I don't know how long this man was going to last in the league, but you better bring it if you're going to tackle this boy. Like, he is not messing around, and he's willing to die out there. And it could be any week at any point, but like,
he's crazy,
dude. Like,
he eats crayons for sure.
Yeah. Do not sleep on thinking that. I mean, I would be worried if I was Justin Strnad and Alex Singleton this week. They got their hands full with that boy. So, I mean, you're going to have to double, triple effort this week when you're making tackles, because he is not going down at all. So, yeah, I don't know if this is the game for Dre Greenlaw to come back and try to handle those things, but I just have a feeling every time we get a timeline, it never seems to be like, oh, yep, that's what it was, So, yeah, I think it's probably going to be a little longer than that, but I just hope Singleton and Strnad and Hufanga are ready for this, because they're going to have to really bring it.
I know, man. I'm with George here. Save him for Kansas City. And yeah, I'm even skeptical on if we're going to see him this year, man, to be honest. I really hope we do. But I got my hopes up too much previously. So, yeah.
I don't know what the hell Hat Friend 3000 you said, but I thought I was having a stroke for a second. Like, I genuinely got worried, but that was funny, I guess.
Wait,
I don't know what the hell it says.
Okay,
but I was tripping. I was like, hold on. I had to look at my face, make sure it wasn't tilting. Yeah, that was a trip.
Dude, we really got Half Friend 3000 complaining about.
I think he's talking about the Super Bowl halftime
show. The halftime show.
I think he's talking about Bad Bunny in the Super Bowl halftime. He wants his crew doing it.
We don't got to get political, guys, but if you want to watch Kid Rock, if you want to do that, fine, dude. But you can go watch your segregated halftime show elsewhere. That's how I feel about it, dude. That's how I
love
feel
Bad
about
Bunny
it.
music. I think he's gonna have a great show. I just wish I understood what the hell he was saying.
Dude, I know.
That's the only issue I have. I'm gonna sit there just Googling the lyrics, or maybe he comes out with he probably actually is gonna come out with an English album.
Listen, most of the music I listen to is Spanish reggaeton, so I think it's even cooler that I don't understand any of it. That's just what I gotta say. Oh yeah, stock down Trent Sherfield. He's been nothing so far.
Oh yeah, no, stock down Hat Friend 3000. I'm sorry, man, dude. you're just doing what they all want us to do, is just argue with each other over the most bullshit stuff, like a halftime show performance, dude. I'm boycotting you. Who cares who does the halftime performance, man?
I don't know,
Who
man.
cares?
Yank Wankman and the tater tot hot dishes sounds pretty good. Let's be honest. Like, that sounds fire. So
Dude,
who knows how good it could be.
I'm
Yank
sorry,
Wankman
guys.
and the tater tot hot dishes it's a good
Dude,
name.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure Hat Friend 3000 is the same guy that said he was going to stop watching the NFL a handful of years ago and never did, never stopped. So, yeah, man, I'm sorry, man. We need to be a more supporting community, man. More supporting society. We're always pinned against each other.
Has there been a lot of like hate about the halftime show?
Yes, dude,
Yeah.
a ton. But it could all just be
No, but like
manufactured. We don't
is
know
it
these
like politically related, or is it just because people are like, I don't really know Spanish songs?
No, it's because, to break it down quickly, it's because he's done stuff where he's dressed up like a woman and done all this stuff for stuff. And everyone's like, I don't want some sort of drag time, da. And then he kind of leaned into it and he said something in Spanish about like the halftime show. And then he's like, if you don't know what I just said, you got 4 months to learn. So he's leaning into not speaking Spanish. People.
Oh,
So yeah, it's just,
I didn't even know that.
yeah,
So
it's not a big deal.
I just thought people were mad because they wanted somebody else. But thank God it's not Taylor Swift. It can be literally anybody else.
Turning Point USA, they're doing their own halftime show, and I think again, they're just doing it to spark political divide, man. But we have various amounts or various political opinions on this show, which is all welcome, and we're not divided over the freaking halftime show.
No, we're not. I love Bad Bunny.
There's a lot worse shit to worry about.
Exactly, and I'm so happy they're finally giving it to an artist I've actually heard of.
Dude, I saw Bad Bunny in Denver.
Come on, you know who Kendrick Lamar is.
Dude, it was amazing.
Yeah, I knew him, but I didn't know the other ones.
My favorite one was when they brought back all the old schools in LA, when they had Eminem and 50 Cent and Dr. Dre. That was cool.
50 Cent
like,
upside
yeah,
down.
to be honest with you, like some people might think I'm crazy, but like if the Backstreet Boys were doing the halftime show, I'll be all in. You better believe that. I want to bring back all the old school guys. You know?
Yeah.
We're getting old.
Everything on the 90s R&B. Yeah, I'm good with that. But
man, this is
stock
just
up,
social
stock down,
media, man.
halftime show.
Yeah, dude.
Discussion.
Dude, we've had all sorts of different artists do. Like was it Lady Gaga who did the Super Bowl years ago?
Yeah.
We've had Prince do the Super Bowl.
Was it ours or she did something for the Broncos? But I think she sang the anthem and it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
But then we had Green Day. Was Green Day the one that did the halftime show in the Broncos? I never know who does the Broncos Super Bowl halftime shows because I'm like so nervous. I don't even pay attention.
Yeah.
No, Coldplay did.
Coldplay.
I
knew it was like
Super Bowl
Green
50.
Day, Coldplay. Yeah.
Okay.
Coldplay was cool.
That worked out.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool. Yeah, but it lasts 15, 20 minutes anyways. Who cares?
Yeah.
Right now, George.
Not even.
Yeah, you guys are off topic. George Crowley. We're never.
Thanks for
off
holding
topic.
us accountable.
This is us though. All right. Last
make
thoughts
up
on this Giants game, man. I'm just worried as hell about this offensive line. Going up against this very good defensive line of the Giants.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be the matchup to watch. Because if we get in a situation to where our play calling is incredibly limited because our guys up front can't block, maybe we don't cover that spread. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't really got any other thoughts right now on the Giants other than that.
Yeah, I haven't looked into them enough. I mean, I know they're a pretty they're a fun team to watch now. With what Jackson Dart's done, with what Cam Scadabo's done. Obviously, I thought that them losing Malik Neighbors was really going to hurt them, but it's kind of inspired them a little bit. I like the way, like, just looking at it on paper, I like the way that we match up a lot because I feel like we could really shut down a lot of the receivers. I know that Theo Johnson's kind of having a breakout year. I loved him coming out of Penn State.
Yes.
But I feel like we can handle, like, Wan'Dale Robinson and these guys. We can limit them. So, for me, it's like, it could be one of those games again where maybe we have a little bit more of a conservative approach on offense. We focus on getting turnovers and not turning the ball over. And if that's the way that the game kind of goes, like I think it will, I feel like we'll be able to get a low scoring but clean win against the Giants at home. But we'll see, man. It's a little Jordan Humphrey revenge game.
Oh my
Jordan.
God, dude.
This is
God.
this is like the ultimate revenge game that we need to talk about, because it's like, does Sean Payton, he loves little Jordan Humphrey. So does he like allow for him to get a few touchdowns and look good, or does he really want to, make sure that they shut him down?
Dude, he burns Riley Moss for a touchdown. Wouldn't that just be like the worst scenario ever?
Oh my
It would. And I can see Sean being like, hey, listen, like, let him have it. He's earned it. We'll get him back afterwards.
Dude, if you're the Giants, though, you put little Jordan Humphrey against Riley Moss because of his size advantage.
Yeah.
Right? This is the play where Riley Moss just comes up an inch too small, right?
Yeah, but against little Jordan Humphrey, I don't know how many times I saw him last year like fumble the ball or like catch it and it just try to catch it and it just goes into another dude's arms. So maybe that's how our first or second pick of the year comes. I don't know how many we've had, but
that would be sweet poetic.
Oh, and Chris Manhertz. They got Chris Manhertz too. Remember?
Oh yeah, they got all our rejects. All right. Well, either way. So with the Giants, like this is a good opportunity because Jackson Dart has not played a real road game in the NFL yet. And I can promise you, I'm going to be there with my friend who's coming down from New York. So I am going to make sure that I am very, very loud. And I am going to make sure that Jackson Dart hears me when he's taking a silent count or when he's going into the silent count. And honestly, rookie quarterbacks, when they go on the road for their first start, it often does not work out. So I'm just hoping that we can really, really get after Dart. Like the Giants offensive line I know Andrew Thomas is him or whatever, but listen, over the past 8 years, one of the biggest reasons why I've called the Giants the new Cleveland Browns is because their offensive line has been so bad throughout that time period. And we're going to sack Dart a lot. Mark my words. We're going to sack him 5 or 6 times. If we drop Hurts 6 times, I have no qualms about me saying that we're going to sack Dart 5 times, at least, at minimum. If we don't sack him at least 4 times, it's an embarrassment.
We have done really well with the mobile quarterbacks.
Yeah.
We have. And we've done really well at home, too. Like, our defense really tees off at home. So, yeah.
And last year against the Jets, we had the same exact type of game and then responded to that by blowing out the Raiders the next week. So, hopefully we can do something similar. Even though that game was a little squirrely early until PS2 took 101, yard pick 6 to the house.
Brock Bowers was destroying us.
Yep.
That was like the perfect scenario for me from a fantasy football standpoint. I love when that happens. Like you're playing against Brock Bowers, but you're not going to bench him. And then he has a really big catch, but then they end up getting their ass kicked. So it's like, sweet. Worked out.
I'll never forget PJ Locke just getting mossed on that like first drive or whatever. That was so bad.
Oh, he fell. Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad. Yeah. But there was something I wanted to say. Another point I wanted to make. Listen, guys, around this time last year is when the offense really, really started to ramp up. Okay. I think October 27th or 28th was the Carolina Panthers game last year. And that's when we saw Bo Nix really flip the switch like that. So I'm telling you guys, it's coming either this week or next week.
Yep.
And I know it's a little annoying that we've had to wait this long to see it, but I promise you guys, it's coming.
I agree. What up, Richard?
We're not halfway through the year yet.
Yeah, I'm telling you guys, if this offense shows up against this Giants defense, that is going to be huge because they are legit, man. Like the Giants defense is very, very good. And so it would be a hell of a game to have a really good performance against a defense like that. So we will I'm excited. This is going to be a fun game.
Maybe we can finally get these takeaways, man. These takeaways.
Yep, we need to.
Yes. I'm doing my best Bono impression. Hey, another, not from the continental United States that did the Super Bowl halftime show, right?
He did. I remember that one, yeah.
Yeah, everybody.
American flag underneath his like shirt or his jacket, whatever. Yeah. It's like, get out of here, Bono.
I'm trying to think, though. Yeah, like, that's all I got on the Giants, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
We got to scout.
I think when you start looking into them more and kind of seeing some of the players they got, bro, this roster is actually low-key kind of loaded. I'm not going to lie. Like, not really with offensive playmakers as much, but their O-line is much improved. Their D-line is really good. Their pass rushes are crazy. And so
they're down Malik Neighbors, which is huge because, Wan'Dale Robinson hasn't faced our secondary yet, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna come down to Malcolm Roach versus Cam Scadaboo, in my opinion. We can
You
I
say,
don't want
come
him
down
getting
to
to the second level against
right. You don't want him with the head of steam. You know what I mean? So, like, honestly,
Yeah.
like if we can contain Scadaboo and don't let Dart like run, I think we'll be fine. But if
Yeah,
you
agreed.
screw up those two things, it's a ball game.
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. You got, on one side you have Brian Burns going up against Garrett Bowles, who's been all pro level. Shout out to Garrett Bowles. My man he's just been an unbelievable player this year. And then on the flip side, you got Andrew Thomas against Nick Benito. That's gonna be some fun football to watch. I'm excited about that one for sure.
Put Palcho in there. You don't have to worry nearly as much, hopefully, about this Giants D-line. But they're
Give me
very
Throckmorton. Give me Throckmorton.
dude, even Throckmorton.
Even Forsythe.
And who tweeted in the Discord, shared the tweet that we signed? Did we sign Quinn Bailey back to the practice squad, or have we just tried him out?
No, we worked him out. I would love to bring him back. I thought he was so good. He snapped his leg. Apparently, it was so loud at camp last year. Everyone in the stands heard it snap, which is crazy. So hopefully he's healthy now. But I remember, man, he was like the guy we were developing for so many years.
Yeah.
It's kind of like feels like what Frank Crum is turning into, and he never really got that much of a chance. So, yeah, I mean, it's a good sign that we're trying out guys. I think there was 3 or 4 linemen that we worked out. So maybe that's signs of something to come.
I remember in 2023, we went with 6 offensive linemen at the highest rate in the NFL. And I remember Quinn Bailey was always the reporting eligible guy. Now Palczewski's taking over that role or whatever. But, hey, he's familiar with it. So, hopefully left guard is a lot better this upcoming week because we're going to need them left guard to be a lot better this week. But, yeah. So, stock up Ben Powers.
Yes, dude. This is
Who
when
knew?
we really miss Nick Arjulo, man.
Oh, yeah.
No,
I forgot. Yeah,
dude,
we
it
lost
would have
him.
been really nice to see him.
I don't think we would have even been worried. Dude, this Bears Commanders game is coming down to the last play of the game here for a kick. I don't know if you guys are following it.
No,
Mark, you missed it last week. Watching David and Alex both watch Trevor Lawrence stumble his way into a win.
Oh, I was
Chiefs.
in the chat. I was watching y'all. I was dying.
I was like, well, because I didn't have the TV on. I was like, what happened? They're just like,
And I'm sitting there trying to spoil it, but I'm like, forgot that there's a delay. I'm like, damn it, I can't even spoil it for him. But that was pure entertainment. I
was like, what they fumbled?
That was
What
a much
happened?
better. That was a much better distraction than the halftime show. I'll say that. That was probably more entertaining for a lot of the viewers.
Notice how the Chiefs had no penalties on them yesterday, though. It's like, we can't let them fall to 2-4.
David, you got the dub, baby.
Dude, let's go. Did I hit my parlay? He's
You hit the parlay, bro.
Dude.
Shout out Prophet X.
Let's go,
baby.
baby.
Wow. Yeah.
Let's go. We're back in the black. That's right.
Wow. It looks like I haven't watched a single second of this game. It looks like it's pouring in Washington.
A shout out to Dan Quinn for challenging a 1-yard catch earlier in today's game. Made absolutely no sense.
No stone left unturned.
Yes, it would either be 2nd and 9 or 2nd and 10. And he challenged that play.
Attaboy. Hell yeah.
Dude, let's go Bears. Let's go Bears. I'm so happy. Hit my parlay. Upset City. There was plus 730 odds on that parlay, baby, with the Falcons and Bears.
I love it.
Falcons taking down the Bills. Like, wow.
Dude, I'm telling you, if we can just fix the couple things we got wrong with this team, we're just as good as anybody else in the AFC.
Dude, with our defense and the spurts that we've seen from our offense, even at times how bad it's been, you can easily make the argument that we are the most complete team in the AFC. Right now, obviously, you have to go out there and earn it. I mean, we haven't even done that, but easy to make the argument. We are locked and low. I mean, dude, we fixed our special teams for the love of God. That should be easy because special teams is really not. It's so undifficult. I don't understand why people complicate it, but that's just me. Maybe I'm being ignorant. But yeah, you fix the special teams, and then the offense finds a little bit of consistency, and I think we're a really legit squad, man.
Yeah, we're a legit squad. Well, guys, now that I've calmed down, dude, I don't think Yank Wakeman in the tater tot hot dish, dude, I don't even know. I thought that was code for
Something
I
else?
don't even know. Maybe he's not even trolling. I'm sorry.
I don't know if that's a band name, but if it is, it's phenomenal.
I'm gonna look
I
it
will
up
say that.
Yeah,
right
dude.
now.
Yank
I
Wankman
don't
and the
know.
Tater Tot Boys
I-
is next level.
I
I
thought
don't.
he was
Next level.
rapping on Bad Bunny, dude, like everybody else seems to be doing. Well, half the people on Twitter. So
That's so funny. I'm like so weird. I'm like so surprised by that. I didn't see any of. I only saw like some people saying, "Oh, we don't, it's a Spanish entertainer. Like why they bringing it?" It was just like, okay, if you don't understand the songs, it's fine. But I didn't know it was to that extent. So that's interesting.
I think they're just, artists are just weird. All musical artists, man, they're all just weird. Self-expression, all that stuff, dude.
Again, I love it. I get to him because I can't understand any of it. That's what I love about it.
So yeah, so sorry about that.
Sometimes it's better.
3,000, whoever that was. I might have misunderstood your comment, hat friend. 3,000. So
I
It's-
didn't find.
It's also
any
pretty.
Wankman.
It's pretty
stuff.
cool on Apple. I don't know if you guys listen to Apple Music, but Apple Music now has like live translations for songs. But it's like a lot of the times, like I don't really care for it to be translated. I just want to know how to sing along with it.
Yeah, same.
Oh.
Because like I love Nicky,
I've been
like I love
thinking-
Nicky Jam. Nicky Jam has always been one of my reggaeton guys. And what I loved about him is he would make a Spanish banger, and then he would make the same version in English, and they were both fire. And you can actually sing along with the English one, and you can dance. So I'm telling you, I think Bad Bunny's going to come out with an English album because I didn't even know. Did you know he was in Happy Gilmore too? He was the caddy. I didn't know that until like
Yes.
it was almost over. I didn't know that was actually Bad Bunny.
I
And I'm
knew
like,
he
this
was
dude
Puerto
speaks English fine,
Yeah,
and his songs are fire. Like, make me some fire English songs too.
Dude, he's funny. He's funny. He's on all the late night shows, man.
he was on. He
Yeah,
was in WWE.
I had
too.
no idea that was even him. I thought Bad Bunny just didn't know how to speak English. Which is
What
like,
was the
fine, but
Cartel
That's what I was
show?
surprised by.
What was it called?
Narcos.
Narcos, dude. He was in a season of Narcos.
Really?
Yeah.
That show is really good, by the way.
Yeah.
Both Mexico and the Colombian ones.
Yeah, dude.
I didn't
And
know that.
yeah, but like I said, dude, I saw him perform at Ball Arena and he went for close to 3 hours and maybe had one bottle of water. Like, dude, he's a fantastic performer. He's gonna absolutely crush it. And you know what? It's fun to go look up the lyrics because they're all about partying on the beach and having a good time.
But people, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure you guys know, but like, Bad Bunny is like the stadium tour. He's like, I think it was the highest grossing like concert in the world, like in history. I think he even beat like Taylor Swift. I mean, he's like the big.
Dude.
The
And
Spanish
Bad Bunny's
artists,
huge.
the Spanish artists always like that. Shakira
Yeah.
was like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he was. I mean, he was. Yeah. And like I said, I dig this music, so I never even had.
And
an issue.
I'm a Kendrick fan, but I didn't like his I didn't really find his halftime performance that entertaining last year. And I know that Bad Bunny will put on an amazing show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No doubt about it.
Like,
He's going to crush it.
Yeah, I was arguing with my friends 2 years ago in like our fantasy football group chat. I was like, guys, Bad Bunny is way better than Taylor Swift. What are we doing here? And they were just like trying to like roast me. Or
Thank
whatever.
God it's not Taylor Swift. Anybody but Taylor Swift, we win. That's why
Yeah,
this should
big
bring
ups.
us all together.
Yeah,
There's
literally.
Taylor Swift, and the Chiefs are going to be in this freaking Super. Like, you know that they'll figure out some way to make it happen. So
Exactly.
that's why
Nice.
I wouldn't want it.
Yeah. Awful.
All right, guys. Shall we shut this thing down?
Let's do it.
Sure can.
Dude, guys, I appreciate you all very much coming on here. We'll be on to hopefully recap a win over the Giants next week. Like, subscribe to all the channels linked in the description. You guys have a wonderful night. Go Broncos.
Go Broncos.
God bless Bo Nix. That's sacrifice.
He's grabbed and he's going to be